Hello, and welcome to the Commvault on-demand session for Microsoft Ignite. My name is David No. I'm the CTO for Metallic, which is the SaaS division of Commvault, and we'll be talking today about simplified cloud data management. So change is happening faster than ever. That's not really a secret or a surprise. What's interesting is that this change that's happened over the past 2 years is really being used as a stepping stone for companies to only accelerate their cloud transformation. 80% of enterprises will double the pace of cloud adoption by the end of 2021 compared to before the pandemic. And it's not just because of remote work. These are initiatives that companies have been wanting to implement forever, but now because they've proven that quick change can in fact happen and can be beneficial, that companies are looking to do this and leverage the momentum and move forward with these projects in an accelerated fashion. At the same time, though, moving to new technologies, new platforms like SaaS applications presents a new risk profile to be considered. Things like rising cybercrime increased 400% during the pandemic. People have not been very magnanimous during this time, and things like ransomware and malware have only increased due to the increased attack service with new services being introduced to corporations on a regular basis. At the same time, there are constrained resources. People are being asked to do more with less. This is only a continued trend from before the pandemic, and the pressures of the increased amount of work have only exacerbated this issue. And then finally, the adoption of new cloud services means that data is in more locations than ever. It's no longer just constrained to the walls of a data center, but now it's also at the edge in employees' laptops and desktops at home or remotely. Also, new SaaS services like Office 365, Dynamics 365, and services in Azure mean that your data is spread in all sorts of different places. How can you manage this spread of data while maintaining control of your data center resources well in a hybrid mode? Just like any other service that's been traditionally deployed in the data center, data management as a service is on the rise. Customers are looking to leverage data management services in a way that allows them to be flexible and reactive, as well as drive change in the rest of the organization. SaaS provides this kind of capability, right? The simplified management, the reduced infrastructure footprint, the resilience to ransomware, and the ability to provide additional safeguards and protections around that. The subscription models and the agility of SaaS, as well as the air gap security that it provides, are all benefits that really meet what are today top of mind concerns for the companies that we talk to. IDC predicts that data protection as a service will surpass traditional data protection in 2021 or 2022. What I would say is, I think we're well on the way to outpace that prediction already, especially with the recent events. Typically, when companies are looking at a SaaS-delivered data protection solution, 3 questions are really top of mind for them, right? Is it secure? Is it protected from breach? Is it cost-effective, right? Can it be deployed with real TCO over the current solution? And is it really more for SaaS apps like Office 365 and Dynamics rather than on-premises workloads that will be around in hybrid environments for quite some time to come? With Metallic, the answers to these questions are yes, yes, and yes. It's a solution that's designed with security as being top of mind as the #1 priority. You realize real cost control and real savings from implementing Metallic. And Metallic supports not only SaaS applications, but also has a unique architecture which allows you to effectively protect on-premises workloads as well. Metallic builds on the long, rich history of partnership that Commvault and Microsoft have enjoyed for the past 20 plus years. Metallic takes the best of Commvault technology, combines that with the power and resilience and flexibility of Azure. Metallic is based on Azure and builds on those technologies with intelligent data services that leverage Azure's compute as well as storage for that flexibility and scale, as well as Microsoft data centers for the security that they provide, and also the flexibility of presence around the world to enable our global customers to be able to satisfy things like local residency requirements. Metallic, as a solution designed to protect your entire data estate, provides for a single solution to cover all of your Microsoft cloud data, no matter where it is, whether it's in Azure, in IaaS VMs or other services, Office 365, or Microsoft Dynamics 365, allowing you to accelerate adoption of these services, as well as ensure that your data is protected from not only accidental deletion, but also ransomware and malware. Metallic is, of course, part of the broader Commvault portfolio of services that range everywhere between self-deployed software, including functions like backup or recovery, e-discovery and compliance, data governance, disaster recovery, and file storage optimization, all the way to different storage options with Commvault Distributed Storage, our Hyperscale X appliance and reference architecture, as well as Metallic Cloud Storage. What this means is you get to choose how you want to consume Commvault technology, depending on where you are in your transformation journey, and depending on how you want to manage your data. You can use any of these options, as well as any combination of these options for the maximum flexibility and support. With the combination of Metallic built on Azure, you really get the benefits of ultimate security for your data. We built Metallic with a zero trust multi-layer security model that protects against internal breach as well as attacks directly on the service. Those controls and all of those measures are detailed in our ISO 27001 as well as our SOC 2 Type 2 reports. We also have a virtual air gap that prevents malware and ransomware from making the leap from customers' environments to ours. That separate security domain ensures that your data protection service, which is really your last line of defense in the event of a breach, is always up and running, always available, and is not vulnerable to the attack that is on your domain. So that separation of responsibilities is quite critical when thinking about data protection in kind of a modern way, where data protection is no longer about what happens if my data center floods or my servers go down. It's really more about your end-to-end security posture. What does it mean to be able to recover in the event of attack and limiting the blast radius of any attack in your domain? Of course, all of this security doesn't really mean anything unless you can protect all of your data. And that's where the breadth of Metallic services and features and functionality really make sure that your data in any number of applications, right? Everything from VMs on premises with Hyper-V, VMware, SAP, Oracle, SQL Server, and Windows and Linux file systems, all the way to those kinds of services in the cloud. If you move those workloads to Azure, you can maintain the same control and the same security controls as well. And SaaS apps can also enjoy that level of security that we provide. A data protection solution is in a unique spot. It is a service that touches all of your resources, all of your data. And as such, we're uniquely positioned to be able to provide insights and recommendations around security. And that's where the new Security IQ dashboard, which was recently introduced, really comes into play. It's a service that's included for free with Metallic. It evaluates and continuously looks to improve your security posture from a backup perspective. It looks at the different controls that are available and provides recommendations on what's been implemented, what needs to be implemented, what we think should be implemented, and allows you to make your own decisions and evaluate your score. Beyond just reporting, though, we also have features and functionality like anomaly detection, understanding when backup sizes change in an unusual manner, using machine learning to understand what normal changes really are. And in that aspect, Metallic is able to look at different kinds of events, whether they're triggered by ransomware or not, or it could be a malicious insider, and let you know that something strange is happening that is worth investigation. There are also data protection security features, such as having multiple multiple administrators to authenticate a destructive action. So all of these things with an easy to use, easy to understand dashboard can greatly enhance your security posture. Of course, none of this functionality makes sense if you can't afford it, if it's not giving you great value. And that's where Metallic really shines. Things like the SaaS model not requiring infrastructure or the experience, reducing the amount of administrative time, the automation, ensuring that your backup is complete on a regular basis and that the service is self-healing, and not having to worry about or managing things like computer network resources or storage. Those things really provide really good value beyond just the pricing of the service, right? You have to look at how much time you spend administering the service, how resilient the service is, how much planning you have to do to make sure that it's always available. And Metallic really comes through for our customers there, and they've been able to really get return on their investments that's noteworthy. I talked a little bit earlier about how Metallic is uniquely architected and applicable for hybrid cloud solutions, right? And when we're talking about on-premises solutions, one of the things we understand as a service is that data has gravity. If it's on premises, having a copy only recoverable from the cloud is often impractical, especially as those workloads scale in size. You're limited by network performance, right? And so Metallic gives you full flexibility for hybrid workloads to select not only the cloud storage destination, but also to ensure that you can have a copy of your data on premises. So the four patterns that we typically see are: one, backups straight to cloud, which are best for workloads that are either already in the cloud or for, say, a remote office where the amount of data is limited. We support that. We give you the flexibility to bring your own cloud storage or to use Metallic cloud storage. You can also use existing on-premises storage to have a copy of your backup data close to production for the fastest recovery possible. If you want to look at a storage solution that's scale out, performant, as well as very dense, Hyperscale X is an option for you, an appliance that you can buy from Commvault as well, to be that on-premises presence similar to Azure Stack for Azure, right? And then finally, the kind of the golden pattern is having an on-premises copy for rapid recovery and scale, as well as having a cloud copy for long-term retention that's cost-effective, as well as resilient to ransomware and malware. That's available in Metallic as well, and we actually recommend that. And while complexity can result from this flexibility, we leverage the best practices that we've built over the past 25 years to have guidance right in the product to allow you to make these configurations very easily. At the end of the day, what's most important to us is that our customers really get the value of Metallic and benefit from it in their environments. We want them to be able to sleep better at night, secure the knowledge that their data is protected. And here you can see examples from all different industries and all different verticals where we've been able to do that. And that makes all of our work worthwhile. Metallic really is the gold standard for enterprise data management as a service. We cover a full breadth of offerings. We understand that customers need to manage all sorts of different workloads from one pane of glass, and that's where Metallic really shines, supporting everything from Oracle and SQL Server and VMware and Hyper-V all the way to workloads in Azure. We have unique hybrid cloud flexibility with that SaaS plus choice of storage and the ability to leverage an appliance with Hyperscale X at the edge. And we have trusted leadership and the speed to market of the product that combines the power of both Commvault and Microsoft Azure. Thank you very much for attending our session. You can see the resources linked to this session, and you can visit our featured partner page here at Microsoft Ignite for more information. Thank you very much.